Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Caraddict. Great news I got today. Anyways, I'm in the truck starting off the day again because, as usual, I'm off to Home Depot. So, last night, I'm in the garage and I'm thinking, oh, I'll put my shifter bushings in because I got my shifter. Where are my shifter bushings? I think he stole them. So I get on Amazon last night, real quick. I'm gonna just pay the money. I'm gonna get it prime next day, same day, whatever, because I want to get it done. And it's not even available on Amazon anymore. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to Home Depot and I'm gonna see if I can find some little washers that fit in that hole, and then a bigger washer that kind of fills that hole. Because basically all I need to do is mount this thing solid. I don't really need it to look pretty. Just the acuity stuff look better? Oh, hell yeah. Can you see this? No. Should you be able to tell when you're not looking at it? No. So, I'm just going to source some washers that should do the job. It's really frustrating. I'll let you guys know what fits in there. And just to let you know a cheaper way to get by, I guess. Because it's about 30 bucks for the other stuff, which is not bad. But maybe you can do it for a couple bucks. Alright, so that was a success. And I'm pretty stoked because I get all this hardware out of my pocket. After tax, $2.48. A regular 3/8 washer basically sits right in there. It's got, I mean, it's perfect. There's zero, well, maybe like side to side none, front to back, a half a millimeter of play. Okay. I didn't get to put my Acuity shifter base bushings in here, so I'm not sure if that taper is matched by the base part of the one of the aluminum pieces. God, stop licking me! Or not, but that also just might be part of the tunnel has a bump to center this in the car. I don't know. If not, and I need something in there, a 1/4 inch regular CAD plated washer, but basically it sits there perfectly, just barely proud. So when you cinch it down, it'll probably just flatten right in there, perfect. Now stainless washers are usually cut a little smaller than CAD, so a 1/4 inch stainless washer fits almost perfectly inside of there. So I'm going to end up with a 1/4 inch CAD, 1/4 inch stainless, 1/4 inch stainless, 3/8, and that ends up sandwiching that perfectly. So, I'm not even going to wait for the Acuity stuff. I'm not going to try to find it because, one, I just want to get it done, and two, love it when I find out how to do something for like $2 that you could spend 35 bucks on. I mean, rest assured, if this was visible, this is not how I would do it. In fact, I bet you I have everything here in my garage already. But just to get the total and see what it costs, it was nice to come and get new stuff, so I won't even have to look for it. So, let's go check it out. No waiting for Acuity. The parts do look good, nothing against them. I'd use them if I didn't lose it, or if this a-hole didn't steal it. I think it's him. It's gotta be. He steals everything. Look at him. He can't even leave his own tail alone. Alright, buddy. Oh, and real quick, too. Look at the size of this dude. I don't remember my last dog exactly at this age, because it was 16 years ago. Oh, man. But, at a little over 3 months old, 26 pounds. That seems big to me. He's American Bully, American Pit Bull Terrier, and American Bulldog. So, his mom looked pretty beastly. The dad looked pretty tall, but not too big. But I'm wondering if this guy's even gonna stay below 100 pounds. He's got some pretty big paws. He's getting pretty big. Not too old. So what do you say? Let's go install a factory short shifter. Oh, he trips me out. Alright, before I tear it apart, let's just see this. I'll put the R at the 10 over here. Over here it's 5 3/4. 5 7/8. So it appears there's about 4 1/8 inch that way, 4 3/4 inches this way. Alright, and another test I want to run, real scientific. I just want to see how far the spring has to stretch before it's got enough pull to move this shifter. So about 14 1/2 before it came over. Let's try the other spring. So about 8 inches on this one. Alright, so first things first. Get a tool. You should probably paint this red too before you put it back. Make the car a little faster. Man, talking about weight savings. If I didn't put any of this crap back, I'd have a race car. You'll have the one washer over the hole. Then 2 of those will sit inside that, and the one will be over. So there's a recess on the bottom of this shifter. That's what the bigger washer does. It goes in there, and then the 2 smaller ones fill the hole kind of like the bushing. And then the 3/8 washer sits on top like that, and it'll sandwich the whole thing down to the car and won't let it move at all. Now it's time to get your Type R short shifter into your base model Civic. See what it's like in the end, but from this pivot point to where the cable is that way, we got just shy of 1 3/4 inches. Now this way, from the ball to the end of the blue plastic pivot point, straighten it out, we have 1 3/4 inches. Now let's go to the Type R. From the end of the ball to the end of the blue is, if I can get it in there, just about 2 1/4. And then this was 1 3/4. On this one it is 1 inch and almost 15/16. The other one was not quite 3/4. So it's about 1/4 inch longer this way and 1/2 inch longer there. As far as the shifter height sits from the ball, we're looking at 5 3/4 to the end of the threads. Here we're looking at 5 5/8. So the lever is 1/8 inch taller here. However, the base model has 7/8 threads. Type R has 1 1/8, probably because of the jam nut. So I could cut 1/4 inch off, and this would actually be even a little bit shorter. I'd have the same amount of threads, but in case I change a knob later, or I need all the threads plus room for a jam nut, I'm going to leave this all. I don't care about that little height difference. I mean, obviously mathematically that will make the throw a little longer again, because the shorter the lever, even the throw is shorter, but barely, so who cares. Like so. Then once you set this down, 1 corner at a time, because it'll capture the washer as you're setting it down. Then 1 at a time, drop 2 stainless 1/4 inch washers, 1 3/8 washer, and get that bolt started. Oh, and remember, this time you're not tightening down on a metal sleeve, you're tightening down on a plastic base. So don't go crazy and go cracking the base. Alright, so I should have tried to shake it before to show, but I mean, it is in there. It is part of the car. It does not move. That's very noticeable. I'm going to have to watch out. I think for a while when I go to 5th, I'm going to end up going all the way over to like the reverse gate and not able to go up instead of just 5th. Might take some getting used to, but I like it. Now all I got to do is put this 300 pieces of plastic back together. And we'll go out for a drive and see how awesome it feels. Don't forget this. Alright, same trick as I always tell you in plastic. Get the screw in there, put some downward pressure counterclockwise till you feel it drop. Alright, and the last piece to the puzzle. Alright, for these scientific tests, about 3 11/16 that way. 3 5/8 this way. Ta-da! Alright, there you go. OEM quality short shifter, using all OEM parts, plus, well, using one OEM part, and then solid shifter base bushings for a grand total of not even 40 bucks. Alright, so, anyways, I will link everything down below, basically the shifter and the list of the washers. I will also list the actual size of the tools I used, as well as a link to my trim removal kit. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot the extra scientific test. Last time it took 8.5, I think, on this one. This time it took to about 14, 15, and the spring is no longer a spring. Let's see this one. So this one went from 14.5 to 20, and it's also slightly stretched. It's stiffer, shorter. It's good. Let's go for a drive. Okay, so the first thing you can notice, obviously, is when you get to the end to go into first gear, there is no, like, extra. You can't go anymore. It's just over and you're done. There is no excess play. This thing feels good. Alright, I'm about to do the first drive. I gotta let it warm up again because my SD card was full and I had to empty it. Man, they're nice and short. Going by measurements, they don't really seem like they're that short. I think they were like 4 and something, and now they're still almost 4. But man, you sure as hell feel that it's a shorter shift. So even like from 3rd going into 4th, there's a little bit of extra wobble you can give it after it's already in gear, but not much, and that way would definitely probably have to do with the bushings on the transmission side. Although, when I had everything apart, I can move the shifter probably an 1/8 inch, and all the linkages all the way into the cable were dead solid. Everything moved. The tiniest fraction of movement of the knob moved that beginning of the cable, but you could kind of hear like a click, 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 click. So somewhere from where the cable goes inside of its sleeve to the transmission side, somewhere down there, there's a little bit of play. That might be what the bushing would take care of, but it sounded more mechanical than rubber compliance. So I'm not really sure where that tiny bit of play comes from. The shifts feel so good. Alright, here we go. First time to 5th. Okay, no big deal. Felt completely natural going into 5th. Man, this shifter is awesome. And obviously I haven't driven a car equipped with the Acuity bushings, the transmission, or the Sierramotos, or anybody else's, but I guarantee there is zero possibility that the shifter base bushing from any company will feel different than the way I did it, because the whole purpose is to just keep the shifter base solid with the car. That's what I did. Still in love. Still in love. Alright, so come on. 40 bucks, how could you not do it? You could do the assembly and disassembly if you're not filming it in probably 25 minutes. It's not a long process at all. Adding the shifter in makes a couple minutes longer maybe, because there's a few more clips you got to release and you got to take the cables off, but that's barely any time. And if you're going to do it, you might as well do it when you got all the clips and crap popped off. Alright, so now it's over for real. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I will see you on the next one. Have a good night.